Hello everyone and welcome back to the Metroid Prime 100% walkthrough, here with part 8. So, Shigat. So if you notice the Shigat, the baby Shigats are now showing up here. Well, the reason for that is because of the good old-fashioned wave choir. So because of that, the Shigats are now out and about. Yeah, so now we're off to the Space Pirate Lab, lab of destruction, the lab of evil, whatever you want to call it, because it's one of the harder areas in the game. I still wouldn't say it's as hard as the Phazon Mines, just in general, but just my opinion on it, because they're just a little bit worse. But with a few little sequence breaks I'm going to pull off, we are, hopefully pull off anyway, we're not going to have to be going back there ever again, so in these next two parts we're going to be able to do that. Yeah, boost past these guys and through the fake Phazon or whatever. So the main difference that we're going to pull off this time is that we followed this path previously to get the boost ball, but instead of veering off, we're going to knock down a giant icicle and proceed from there. But yeah, let's see, which one is this Chozo lore about again? Let's see. I think that one's mostly about the impact crater, just a little about how it's fell there. Yeah, so the impact crater and how it poisoned everything. I mean, it seems weird though that this great poison could outsmart the brilliance of the Chozo, but it really seems that they just didn't know what was going on exactly, when this happened. Nope, didn't get that guy. Yeah, so they didn't know what was going on, and it would make sense for these structures to also be built by the Chozo. That would just make complete sense, and I believe they are. That the Chozo, were really the first ones on this planet to colonize it, to kind of reform it, and these are their ruins still throughout the entire land, while the pirates are looking around trying to find the artifacts. Yeah, because the pirates, they really want the artifacts just so that they can they can unlock the impact crater, because the pirates actually figured out that there was a great source of this Phazon energy inside the impact crater, so they wanted to go and find it. Yeah, I don't really like this part, I'll say, the whole raise the water thing we're about to do here. Definitely not a fan of that. Yeah, it seems a little weird because I like most parts of this game, but just this part is just not so fun, especially if you fall. Then you just have to start all over again. But we're gonna have to do this twice though, so we can get that next energy tank. So we'll see how it goes. So yeah, the room's gonna fill with water, and we're going to go over and grab that energy tank. But back to the space pirates and what's going on with them. So they figured out that Phazon was really this great source of ultimate power and stuff, and so they're like, yeah, we gotta get me some of that. So they decided to go and grab all the Phazon that this planet has and experiment on themselves and some different creatures. So that's how we get things like the ultimate kind of Omega Pirate and the Elite Pirates and all those kind of things, is just through the main little experimentations they're doing on themselves and stuff like that. But yeah, it doesn't really seem like it would be a good idea to test your experiments on yourself, but that's the pirates and their kind of their camaraderie, their yeah, basically just deciding, okay, we're going to perform these tests no matter what and kill ourselves. Or maybe they, since we find out a lot more about the pirates in Metroid Prime 3, just about how they their society works and how they have the militia are the less powerful ones and stuff like that, then yeah, whatever. The pirates are pretty interesting. But over there we have a save station, which we are not going to go to at this moment. The reason for that is we can just head right into the lab here. And we're going to be dealing with quite a dangerous area with quite a lot of dangerous turrets and stuff. Also, the pirates, though, here are not that hard. My main strategy is electrify them and then shoot them with a missile. And I think that strategy works incredibly well. A little cutscene here, though, the introduction to Lab Hydra, all that. Yep. Going to be a little bit of a difficulty here. But there aren't really this area may seem scary because of this awesome soundtrack and all, but it really isn't. Just blast them, wave beam, and then missile. That's my strategy, and I think it works incredibly well. It doesn't really matter which order you blast them in, as long as you just get them. The turrets here are also, I think, a little more durable. But if you want to make sure you kind of like know where you're going, there's a map station right there, so you can go in and grab the map. But I don't really see a need to do that. But you know what? I'll just do it anyway, just because I've grabbed most of the map so far. So just grab this one in addition to that. Never hurts, right? Yep, never hurts. There we go. So now we got the map, and now we can head off to do that. Yep, back into the dangers of the lab, because, you know, the lab is indeed quite dangerous, and we're going to be seeing our first Metroids. So for a game called Metroid, you know, we're not going to see them for, like, at least an hour into the game, which, you know, compared to the original makes sense, because that was the same case there, because you only saw them at the end of the game. Because Metroids are supposed to be, like, the most dangerous of foes and stuff like that, but really, they're really not so much. Especially in this game, they're really undermined in their power. I'm also wondering, though, where are all the scientist kind of guys around here? Because mostly I'm just seeing these pirates, and they're not really the sciencey type, they're really the fight and shoot stuff type, but whatever, maybe they are our scientists around here. Never know, right? Okay. But this theme is just, it's so awesome. Yeah, I did learn how to play this piece on the cello. It sounds great, and like it's pretty cool. There is some shifting involved in it, but it's quite a good piece in pretty much every way possible. You can also scan all these surrounding areas. We're gonna find out a little about Ridley, what's going on with him, and how he was recreated after he was destroyed, and cloned, and all that. So I definitely do find Ridley quite a fascinating villain. Makes quite a good kind of character analysis thing. And we really don't know if he's a sentient being or not. Is he just following orders? Is he a big-time commander? What is Ridley? Well, you don't really know. But they try to jump scare you here. It's really not that scary because, you know, we're not going to fall for that. Yep, so I think this strategy works incredibly well. Just one beam shot here and then a missile. Yeah, that'll work on normal. It doesn't necessarily work on a harder difficulty though, just know that. By that I mean hyper mode, just because hyper mode is really hard. Yeah. So okay. Here we go, and now we're going to be able to head on up and grab ourselves the super missile, because, you know, everyone wants the super missile, right? It's a missile, not super. Yeah, well, the super missile is, I'd say it's the only one of the ones that, besides the ice spreader, which can't be fired continuously, which is kind of interesting versus the wave buster and the flamethrower, which can be. The super missile, though, has a lot of practical applications, unlike the other two, in my opinion. So, we're gonna give this a little bit of a shot. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna activate these two bomb slots, which will allow you to use the spinner. So when you use the spinner, you unlock this whole like little solar system of planets and the space pirate system, and it talks about all of them if you want to take the time to scan them. But what I do love about this game is the scans aren't really required. They're incredibly helpful for dealing with some enemies and can like unveil weaknesses and stuff and tell you all about the universe building. But if you don't want to, you know, like do any of that, you can just not. It's definitely something I like. But here, if you'll notice, there's a giant like platform that's coming out in addition. So when we unlock the solar system, that's what allows us to step on up there and grab the super missile. Yeah. Anyway, so the easiest way, of course, is through here. And yeah, but in this next part, I will be doing a decent amount of sequence breaking, just so you know, because I honestly don't want to go back to the pirate lab. It's just a rather difficult area, and it's better not to go back if you don't have to. So I'm gonna go with that and just not come back here. because there are two little sequence breaks coming up in the next part to allow me to skip over the pirates and grab ourselves the artifact here, so we really don't have to come back here. But that's for next time, so I'm gonna save. Also, tell me in the comments a little about commentary-wise. Do you want to hear like more about the lore of the game, or do you want to hear more about like the mechanics and some of the design? Because I know both, and I kind of go back and forth. But I'd really like to know what you guys prefer. So I'll see you guys next time, and yeah, that'll conclude it for this part. Just save here, and yeah. So I will see you guys next time with part 9 as we go and grab ourselves a thermal visor and some artifacts and missiles and energy tanks and all that jazz. So I'll see you guys then. Goodbye.